politically really to advise him that will improve the political situation in the country. As we were in dictatorship for 22 years, when the country moved from dictatorship to democracy, he was the one fortunate to be elected in office through coalition parties. 7 parties with 1 independent that formed the coalition. Before I joined this job, I first started as an activist for our party. Then I was a member of UDP in England for so many years as acting chairman, helping and raising funds for the party. Then I was employed as deputy governor. I touched 2 places, that's LRR and West Coast. From there, he upgraded me to advisory role. I started doing this. When I first came to State House as an advisor, the first thing I did was the president is not employed or selected. He is voted in. Then I advised him, you should not distance yourself from the communities because there are very people who will vote you in your next job as president. Though your work will give you a chance to become a president, but the voters should know or you hear their cries. First-hand information, if you have physical contact with people, they will know. Interaction with people, you know their concern. Reaching out to people, you know their difficulties, because when going to Basse, you know exactly what are the road conditions. How many villages are without lights, how many villages are without water, you can know that straight away. But in Banjul alone, you cannot know. Then we start to open doors for people to come and visit him and tell him their problems. Okay, they were there, and some of the people started cracking the wall of the coalition, telling him so many things that they are not happy with, which I think is not fair onto him. Then we went for Meet the People's Store. Every meeting they asked him to form his own party. But before he formed his own party, you know the president is elected. He has to have somebody on the ground who will mobilize people to come. He was having Barrow Youth for National Development. That is non-political. They were helping him to gather people and giving them support, both financially, and sometimes they even build boreholes, mosques, and gardens. Then Barrow Fans Club came. When Barrow Fans Club came, it was automatically members of Barrow Youth for National Development become members of Barrow Fans Club. No, the clubs are merged together. They are different entities. You have Barrow Fans Club, that is purposely political, to help the president to gain strength in politics. In doing that, when he went to Meet the People's Store, people asked him to form his own party, or they will form the party, to invite him to be their flag bearer and secretary general, party leader, which he accepted by announcing that that was in Banjul. When he announced that at the Arch, people were jubilating because they were happy. The request they made to the president was accepted. Then he was doing things, then he decided to register the party. But when registering the party, there are people who should sign to make the registration valid. He picked up people, and they signed, they registered REC. All requirements were met. Everything was done. The party was registered 31st December 2019. It's now a baby. The naming ceremony is not done yet. That's the launching. It will be done very soon, in due course. And it's not going to be like a very small occasion. It's going to be very strong and rigid occasion for the people to know the president is launching the party. At the moment, he has a council called Political Council. Those are responsible, because when they launch the party, the executive has to be formed in all the areas. You have from the village to the ward, to the district, to the regions, to the national one. National one will comprise of the people from all regions, from the national. That is the central committee. Central committee will be responsible day-to-day running of the party, and it will filter down up to the village level. But at the moment, the political council is responsible doing that. I'm fortunate to be the deputy chairman of the political council and the political advisor. My chairman is there. I'm next to the chairman. When there are occasions that involve politics, the council will sit together and discuss and see what are the things that need to be done to help him, because he is not employed, as I said earlier. He is elected. If we want to have more people, he has to have contact, and that is done through mobilization. We contact regional chairmen. They have 7 regional chairmen, 1 in Banjul, KM, West Coast, LRR, CRR, URR, NBR. All these chairmen will form them, organize people in a way that they will go to the districts and organize their members there for them to mobilize people to come to the occasion that is happening at that time. The regional chairman, they have a leader. They call them national regional chairman. That is in KM. Fortunate for KM to have their head, regional chairman head. So anything that we are doing, he is within the political council. Anything related to the party, related to the politics of the president, we used to sit together and have a meeting and argue, agree and disagree for the betterment of the country. Because we have somebody that we all should support and give him helping hand. Because the way the country is moving forward, we've seen so many things good that we thought that will help the party, that will help the country. He's somebody will agree on things that we go to him and explain to him, hey Chief, His Excellency, this is the idea we got. He'll add his own, but he don't brush ours aside and he don't dictate. He will only add his own to ours. Then we sit together as a team and discuss and see if it is good for the country, for the party, for everyone in that council, then we move forward. That's how the party is, because it's young. We don't have executive member. The only executive member that is confirmed is His Excellency Adam Barrow, being the party leader, the party secretary general, the flag bearer. Yeah, that's the stage we are now. The executive will be selected from the people that the region where he is from. It's not going to be selected by us or imposed on them, because in democracy areas, you don't have to impose people onto them. From the village, the villagers will select their own. The ward will select their own, to the district, to the regions. The national one will come from the people selected within the regions, will form the national executive. So at the moment, there will be mini Congress. Sorry. There will be mini Congress. That mini Congress, from there, the executive will elected to the office, because himself was elected. So we are not imposing anybody onto anyone. So the people has to decide their own. When a Congress is taking place, it will be announced and it will be on papers for people to know. And it will be done in a way, because there are interim at the moment, regional interim, regional heads. Every region has a head. Banjul is Babukari Jai. KM is Unda Nyang. West Coast is Lamin Jatta. LRR Umar Drame. CRR South Maudo Toure. CRR North Sachi. URR Bubu Drame. NBR Ahmad Sar. Those are the focal points. If any information we want to give will come from those people, and they will filter it down to the village. Because as I said, they have to mobilize mini Congress. So they have started doing that from the village now. They are forming their executive so that it can go to wards up to the central committee. So the information will reach out to everyone. Yeah, everybody will hear the information and the date. The executive will have a lot of branches like campaign managers, campaign team. Those people will be responsible for all regions. Regional campaign team, we have national campaign team. National campaign team will arrange their programs and send it to regional campaign team. And the regional campaign team can send it to national executive. The reason is that because the funds, when they need funds, they have to come to the committee that is responsible for funding. So through that, it will pass through somebody and come to the table. When we know the occasion they are planning or the campaign they are doing is genuine, then the budget will be approved. The financial committee will send to the campaign team. Campaign team will be responsible for campaigning all the regions. You have national campaign team that will be responsible for national. You have regional campaign team. You have ward campaign team. You have village campaign team. It means politics is always going on. And the president himself, the work he is doing will prove to the world that, and the Gambians, that he's a good leader and he's the one who can lead the country into development that we want. I'm not new in mobilizing resources, because I was one time in a party whereby I'm among the people who normally mobilize resources. We do door to door, we do pledges within ourselves, and that will happen in the new party too. We'll be doing door to door, we'll be doing fundraising, we'll do pledges within ourselves. We, the people in the party, will say somebody will pledge 200, 300 until we have our fund required. It's not that we are taking money from anywhere, but we do pledges and we'll collect from door to door, and we'll do fundraising with musicians and other people. To make the president's work be known to people is through media. We are inviting all medias in the country, and outside the country, whoever want to come or make documentary of what is happening in the country. That's what will make people know the work of the president through media and propaganda. Because in URR, it's no need to tell URR people what is happening. The only area we should tell, it has to be other areas. So that is Banjul, CRR, from Banjul to CRR. But for URR, they have seen, and there are developments in all the regions, I can say. In CRR, they have development. In URR, that's where we are now, to do the opening of the road. And there are 3 projects that is going to happen. That is Lamenkoto Pasamas, Bansang, and the college, which there was never a college in URR. That's a very good achievement, because people going to Brikama have difficulties in going to college, because if you know nobody in Brikama, you cannot stay and do the college to the level you want. So when you have it in your own village, for URR, they are very fortunate. They can start from primary school to college without going anywhere in their regions. There are mobilizations done in terms of selections for positions, so the right people will fill the right position. We are not giving positions like that and said so will man the position. We have to scrutinize and know who are eligible or who are qualified in many ways to know if we can handle the position. I thank Sahel Entertainment for giving us the opportunity to air this, because it will give the president more chance for people to hear, and it will give the Gambian community the opportunity to know what is happening in URR. Thank you very much, Sahel. I congratulate you all.